Internet!
Internet, hello. It's
Oh,
been
how we've
so
missed you.
long.
Back.
It feels like forever, and at the same time we never left.
Yeah.
And we've been going since forever. But yes, it's Wednesday. It's our midweek D&D palate cleanser. Gonna sit around and roll some dice, cause some chaos. Before we begin, as I am wont to do, a couple of quick shout-outs for Incarnate and Dungeon Alchemist and Foundry VTT and Hero Forge, allowing me to make maps and steal maps from an amazing community of actually talented map makers. Don't tell anybody. But yeah, fantasy name generators, Monument Studios, providing a lot of the music. Pocket Bard, as I'm playing right now, providing even more music. And yeah, Extra Life was not this past weekend, but the weekend before. That was a lot of fun, but we are not done yet. Don't forget, players and viewers alike, you can still make donations to our Extra Life page and affect the game in real time. If you go to my team member page, you can find that through our team page in the description and in the comments. There are still some wandering monster redemptions. So if you want to just throw in a little bit of chaos that way, we are all for it. Right now, I think we've raised, was it $1,700, almost $1,800
We
so
are
far for the year.
1760.
17. See, I was exactly right. $1,700 or $1,800. But there's a couple of benchmarks we wanted to try and get to before the end of the year. Once we hit $2,000, we're going to do a bonus stream. We're going to do a satisfactory speed run. I don't know how long that stream is going to be. It'll probably be until we get to a certain point. But that should be a lot of fun. And then at $2,500, that's gonna be a really exciting one. We're gonna play the Hot Ones Truth or Dab game. So, if you thought my squirming, pursed up face drinking that Malort last weekend was entertaining, you should see me try to eat hot sauce. And you can if we raise $2,500 for Extra Life this year. In order to try and jumpstart that on December 7th, we are going to do a 12-hour like mini follow-up stream for Extra Life. We're going to be playing some more video games. And Rhodes, I think you're going to run another RPG that day?
Indeed.
So more details on all of that to follow. But in the meantime, I would like everyone to roll percentile die.
$16.
I heard a 16. Court, I'm so glad you rolled this. Court, if your character wasn't whatever class they are now, what class would they be?
I'm thinking a rogue.
Thinking a rogue? Any particular reason? Just they got a good vibe?
You know, she enjoys the sneaky arts and a little B&E. But she's enjoying the magic she's found.
Okay.
Maybe a little warlock action as well if she's feeling That's spicy.
Ooh. Well, warlock action. Well, don't tell Filneron. He is all too happy to lend a hand for a price.
You know.
Sam, what did you roll?
52.
52. Ooh. If your character was granted a single use of the wish spell, what would they use it for?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I feel like she would sit on it for a while.
I will say that's not an option. You have an opportunity to cast the wish spell right now.
Right now?
What do you wish? Right
Mm.
now. Can't sit on it. What do you wish for?
I think she would wish for, in this exact moment, she would wish for the ability to go back and stop the Phoenix from dying.
Okay.
Because that set such a rolling boulder
that was a
of
cat.
yeah.
That was a catalyst.
That was a catalyst for such huge things that really affected her, affected Skytown, affected her personally. That I think if she had to pick something right now, it would be that.
Okay. Rhodes, what do you got?
7.
Cleric numbers.
7. Describe your character's current appearance. Clothes, armor, scars they've picked up along their journey, etc.
Well, he's wearing armor given to him by the Deep Legion. Doesn't usually wear a lot of armor, but he's wearing that set of armor. He's wet and angry about it at the moment because his guns are wet, thanks to that a-hole elf fae jerk.
He
So
has
he's
a
frantically trying to
name.
clean. He doesn't care what his name is. He's got a plethora of scars. Nothing deep, but just you pick things up in 300 some odd years of life, you're gonna hurt yourself, and you're
Yeah.
just gonna have scars from whether it's dumb shit you did as a kid or from the many adventures and things that he's been on. And of course he has a mechanical arm, which I should have probably made sure was water safe now that I'm thinking about it. So you can tell me if his arm breaks down. Let me know what you want me to roll.
Oh God.
I would like you to roll, because now I have to make you roll something.
Fair.
I would like you to roll first just a bare intelligence check. And then depending on that result, I might have you roll sleight of hand.
Jesus.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's a natural one. So that's a
Don't
3 for
worry
his
about the sleight
intelligence
of
roll.
hand. You were not thinking ahead enough to even for it to even occur to you that you might want to protect that mechanical arm.
Okay.
So who
Hey,
knows?
Lula.
We'll fix it. I'll fix it.
You now have disadvantage on all stealth checks because your arm squeaks.
We'll have to go pick up some oil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Y-
sure he
You,
has. I'm sure he keeps oil in his pack. You know, he's not.
He probably
you,
does.
yeah, you are the Tin Man.
Yeah.
On your left arm only from the elbow down.
Okay. Oh,
And
that's Phil.
then Tina, what did you roll?
62.
62. What is your character's greatest achievement?
Mm. I I feel like at this point, moving out of the house. It sounds so ridiculous when I say it. It's like, but I think taking that step and not moving out from under Lula's roof specifically was kind of that first step of like, okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to be my own person. And I don't know what that means because I'm not a person exactly, but I do know that it's something that needs to happen not under this roof.
Okay.
Yeah, Moosey, that's right. I just hear this long, slow groan from behind me.
That tracks.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, what? Endeavor's like 3 or something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, the equivalent of like, 17.
Yeah.
Moving out to the first apartment, has to learn how to do the laundry. Don't put metal in the
You have one?
microwave. Yeah.
Don't put yourself in the
Yeah. All the fun things.
All right. Um then without further ado, um the four of you um stand around the the freshly murdered corpse of this demon as Filneron removes that mask from his face, puts it on, his clothes all like shimmer to different colors, giving him a slightly more Jack Skellington appearance. I don't remember if I described his appearance to the four of you in this way, but imagine he's an archfey, abnormally tall, abnormally lithe, very long pointed ears. Um, his dress is typically, as you've seen him, lots of bright, not quite matching colors. So like lots of orange, lime green, sky blue. It doesn't hurt your eyes, but anybody with a fine eye for color could have done a better job matching things. Um, but this archfey, with his large, round, rose-colored glasses and top hat, gives vibes of equal parts Jack Skellington and Liberace. Um, but he removes the mask from this demon and puts it on. And as he does, his clothes shimmer to a similar design, but darker, muted colors, pushing him further along the spectrum towards Jack Skellington. And he says, "It's Halloween. How do I look?" And then he snaps his fingers. As soon as he snaps his fingers, all of you are suddenly underwater. It's dark. Um, It's underwater. It's dark. Tina, you are not yourself. You suddenly have a few extra limbs. And it takes you all a moment. But you are all back in Korsavabru, exactly where you had been. Tina, I believe you are carrying
I am holding many folk.
at least one person,
Oh, more than
probably
that.
two that are
Ah.
unconscious.
Oh yeah.
I think didn't we like tie them together with a rope?
We
They could
did.
just,
We
like,
roped all
float?
the folks together, and I grabbed on to people as we left before we were to the bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got some folks with me. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure how many of them are conscious. Some of them might have been conscious when we left, but may no longer be. They all do have water breathing
Okay.
because it was cast prior to leaving and does not require the concentrations.
Sam,
Yes.
you still have that bag.
Oh yeah.
However, that bag currently has a bunch of stuff just sticking out the top of it. There is, most notably, there is this like 6 foot square by 9 foot, or 6 inch square by 9 inch tall, like
I was gonna say 6 foot.
model of a tower
Mhm.
sticking out of the top of this bag,
Mhm.
as well as an ornate longsword
Mhm.
with kind of a winged crossguard and a large, like, ruby set in the hilt. There are a number of other things in the bag, but those two things are kind of like sticking out of the top. Helia, you are carrying, and kind of like you're struggling it just a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna need an athletics check from you because you are carrying this deceptively heavy chest.
Oh yeah.
Wait, I thought we
No, we ditched the chest.
yeah, we distributed the gold and identified the items last time.
You did ditch the actual chest and distributed the
And bars.
bars.
Yeah.
I
So
forget who
right,
it
we
was
never
though
mind
that
on that
was
one.
I forget who it was though that was wearing the painting like a backpack.
That was me.
That was Endeavor.
Okay.
That was me. I don't know what happens when I turn into octopus.
You are, that painting
Is
is
part of me now.
ordinarily
Yeah.
any equipment, including magic items that you
Yeah.
have that you're carrying on your person, like coalesce into your new form.
Yeah.
Which is true for everything except the painting. So you are an octopus with a painting tied to you. And it's kind of just like looped around
Mhm.
your head.
I'm wearing it like a necklace
Yeah.
at this point.
You're more wearing it like a headband.
If I
Just
see
like-
that, I would probably go try to like take the painting so that Endeavor's not like got this weird flappy fin on their head as they're trying to,
Trying to
keep
steer.
the people
Yeah.
alive.
So I would like, as you are all trying to make your way out of here,
Mhm.
I would like all of you to roll, each of you, I would like each of you to roll either athletics or stealth.
Is the athletics to swim?
The athletics is to swim faster. The stealth is to swim incognito.
Lula, because her player is a fucking moron, is going to cast Alter Self on herself.
And what does that do?
Aquatic adaptation. She suddenly sprouts gills and webbed hands and gets a swimming speed for the next hour. It was only an hour, which is why I think I didn't do it last time, because underwater breathing is the 24 hour or the 8 or 24 hours. It's only an hour.
Absolutely worth noting. You guys all have, I don't know if it's air bubbles or if you've got space helmets or if you all have gills for that water breathing, but that water breathing spell is still active for everybody. Your best estimate is that a negligible amount of time has passed since you left this plane.
That's good.
Yeah.
Fucking weird time dilation bullshit, Faye. Zill's just muttering to himself.
I feel like the Feywild is like Zill's level of hell. Like, I think he would much rather be in in hell than in the Feywild. Too many shenanigans.
Hell has rules.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You may not be fond of the rules, but there are rules.
Yep.
Feywild is too shenanigan-y and like whimsical.
Yeah. There are rules, but they just don't make sense.
Yeah.
They say there are rules.
Alice
but every time you ask, the rules change.
Yeah.
And if you don't ask, the rules change. Lula and Endeavor, I'm gonna say you can either do nothing and just swim with your swim speed, or if you would like to try and swim incognito, you can still roll stealth. Zilni and Helia, I would still like you to roll one or the other, athletics or stealth.
So I have a question. Because I'm a changeling, I can have that shape changer as my species. It says I can change my appearance and I can make myself appear as a member of another race, but my game statistics don't change. If I made myself appear as like a merfolk, like something humanoid, but that had the like webbed hands and fingers to be able to swim better, would I be able to do that, or would it only be in appearance but not like more
would
of an illusion?
I would give you bonuses to like social encounters against racists. But gaining a swim speed falls under your game statistics changing, which
that's
is
what I wasn't
disallowed.
sure about.
Yeah.
In that case, I rolled a 17 stealth.
Okay. Rhodes, what did you do?
I rolled a 2, so that's a 5 for my athletics check.
Okay.
Oh.
What is your strength score?
10.
Okay. You are only really able to swim that many feet per round.
Uh-oh.
Because his arm's fucked up.
His arm's
It
fucked
makes
up.
it, actually.
It's probably starting to really like jam up now.
Yeah.
Justin, how far away from the surface at this point?
A considerable distance.
Like more than 500 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys are probably, I don't remember what I said, like how long it took you guys to get
It took a while
from the surface, but it was a considerable amount of time. I don't remember offhand exactly if it was measured in hours plural, but especially being more heavily bogged down and having passengers, I'll say to get back, it will take you guys at least an hour, maybe 90 minutes.
I will go to Zill when I see him struggling, And I'm going to cast enhance ability on you. And I'll give you. Do you want cat's grace or bull strength? Dex or strength?
Uh, strength, so I can swim better. Because
Okay.
it's my strength that's causing me the problems, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds logical
so
to me.
I'll give you bull strength, and you have advantage on strength checks, and your carrying capacity doubles.
Strong
So,
like bull. Thank you.
yeah, strong like bull. And then I think Helia will kind of pace Zill to make sure that, like, since his arm's fucked up, that, like, if he needs a little extra boost. And then when we get close enough, like within 500 feet of dry land, she would like to use Dimension Door to get the two of them just out of the water so Zill can, you know, yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fine tune my microphone placement so that I can actually see and use all of my monitors. Okay. So you guys the trip back is largely uneventful. Um there is enough current for the amount of time that you guys have been down here, that first shark fight, by the time you get over back to that area, um, all of the blood that was in the water has dissipated. Um, but you guys are swimming along. It's been about 40 minutes. You guys estimate that you might be about halfway back, maybe a little better than halfway back. And you can see um a you guys are approaching an intersection, like a T intersection. That you can either go, as you approach it, you can either go straight or you could turn left to go further out town. You from you know that the direction back to the surface is to go straight, but there is a light, presumably from one of the just like magical street lights that are in that line the streets. There is a light that appears to still be on, and from that light you see a large shadow move across the opposite buildings.
We got civilians that we're escorting, so probably get the civilians to safety.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you guys do?
Just keep swimming.
You just are gonna continue?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on that since Helia's got the civilians, or Endeavor's got the civilians. Helia and Zill are kind of trying to help each other get out.
And I have the painting. I took it from
Well, you have the
from
painting.
poor Endeavor who had it like
Yeah.
on their head.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep an eye on that shadow, and then just we really shouldn't dawdle. I know we've got plenty of time to breathe, but with these civilians, it's we can come back if we want to.
Yeah, we can always come back to when we might be sent back, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on the shadow. And if it looks like there's a potential for some bad, something coming out that's not good that could be eating us, I can ink cloud. I can just,
You guys made me ink.
exactly. That's trying to find a better way to say it, but like I can ink in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
If we need a little bit of help on the stealthing. But I'd rather not, just because it will obscure things and that could also make it difficult for everybody here to see. So only in emergencies, only ink in emergencies.
Okay.
Emergency ink.
Yeah,
Emergency
release
ink.
in case of emergency, like.
All right. So you guys are gonna try and just swim past and hope you're unnoticed.
Yeah.
Be stealthy about it. Like, we'll try and stick to the shadows and
Mm-hmm.
not just like, 8 arms in the middle of the intersection with a bunch of waving people.
Then I would like all of you to roll a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Zilny and Helia, I would like both of you to roll with disadvantage. Because you do not have a swim speed. Endeavor, I would like you to roll with disadvantage because you're carrying passengers.
I normally get advantage, so straight roll.
Yeah, so cancel.
Getting better. Slowly but surely, I'm up to 8.
Hey,
16.
What the fuck is
Miss
Michelle?
Jackson.
20, natural 20 for 24.
Damn.
Okay.
Still's gonna be a snack for something, isn't it?
Oh no. Nobody.
So the four of you instinctually, the first thing you do is you cover your headlamps. Zilny, you are a little late to that realization that should be your first step. That's like your third step. And you are so all of you are kind of just like skimming the ground. You're sticking like to the sidewalk, like off in the corner, trying to be as protected and inconspicuous as possible. And Zilny, you don't think to cover your headlamp until you guys are like almost at the intersection. And the ceilings of these streets are about 30 feet or so up. So you guys are all swimming right along the bottom. And Zilny, as you look down this side street and cover your headlamp at the same time, you see and very briefly illuminate in a single enormous shark. As soon as the light from your headlamp sweeps over its body, it quickly like spins and turns in your direction, but otherwise does not take any overt hostile action. It does, however, start slowly swimming in your direction.
Swim away.
Do you guys just
Yep.
keep swimming? Just stay the course?
Swim faster.
Faster.
Swim faster.
All right. I would like all of you to make another stealth check.
Oh.
11.
What?
17.
That's double digits. 12.
Hey!
10.
What did you get?
17.
Okay.
It's blending into the street.
You were all rolling against the shark's perception, which was a 9 that time. So
Barely
as
made
the
it.
group of you are swimming slowly and quietly and calmly along the bottom, about 15 feet, maybe 20 feet up, just slowly meander this larger than a great white shark just passes right over you, and is swimming in the direction you came from. So it passes you, and now the two groups are swimming away from each other. The rest of your travels are largely uneventful. You do have a couple of other sightings of various fish and eels and things of that nature, but nothing seems to give you any trouble. And you arrive back at the surface. You come back to, if my notes are correct, if I can find the correct note, I believe you come back to the third barrel district. No, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
11th Forge.
11th Forge. Yes, there it is. You all get back up above the surface. You do still have one unconscious but alive passenger. Everyone else is very much worse for the wear. But the four of you are relatively okay, minus any, battle scars from the last session that you've suffered.
Hey, Zill, how's that arm?
He pops it off to start shaking the water out. He's like,
oh no.
Should have thought about that. Honestly, sometimes I forget. Stupid as that sounds.
Roads high or low?
Oh.
High.
High.
Yeah.
You start shaking the water out of your arm,
Mm-hmm.
and your arm starts rattling loudly.
No, stop shaking it. Stop shaking it. I'll fix it.
Okay,
I'll
okay,
fix it.
okay.
I'll fix it.
I have some oil. Would that help it at least move?
It sounds like something's loose in there.
Yeah.
When we get back, I'll fix it.
A little guppy just kind of falls
No!
out of the elbow joint.
Oh.
Picks it up and he's like, "We'll eat you," and just tosses it over the side back into the water.
Little hitchhiker.
Bringing friends.
All right.
Make sure friends, not food.
The the individual that had done most of the talking when you guys had first met this group, Grammon, kind of like falls to the pavement up on shore. And he kind of just like he falls like onto all fours for a moment, and then just like kind of just rolls over onto his back, panting. Because even though you guys have been able to breathe, swimming for like an hour and a half straight is no easy feat. So all of actually, I would like the four of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Mm. 22.
15.
You're getting better.
Yeah, I just wish the die would get above a single digit. Oh, fuck.
6.
Miss Jackson.
Okay. Helia, you do not deal well with the prolonged exertion, and you suffer 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Everyone else is okay.
That tracks. I got pretty fucked up in that fight too.
Yeah, what do friends look like right now? How are friends feeling?
Eh,
On a scale of, 1 to
70.
Is
Like
anyone
Scale
feeling
from 1 to whatever your hit point max is.
is anyone
How do you
is anyone
feel?
looking particularly bad right now?
I'm at
Hell
28
yeah.
out of 51, but like I think that's partially because I healed myself. I'm pretty sure I had less before I healed myself.
And what about these folks? We have these however many we were carting with us. Four of them, I think.
Yeah, you had 4 passengers. All of them are relatively uninjured.
Mm-hmm. Tired.
But they are all severely exhausted.
Yeah, I can't
They
do
are
shit
going to
about that.
continue to need assistance traveling back to wherever you're taking them.
Yeah.
Is there so it's been a few hours, but we left relatively early in the morning. Are there like people on the street that just like saw us resurface and
I guess
whatnot?
maybe
You
Deep
guys did
Legion.
leave fairly early in the morning. I will say it is mid to late afternoon now. This specific area does not see nearly as much foot traffic currently. Because the water level is still very slowly rising. However, there are people around.
Yeah.
Did we want
So like knowing that trying to cart these people
I can be
to wherever. Well, yeah, but
I'm just
do we
saying
want to find someone that
we could
can
also find
alert
a
other
cart.
people of the guard and have them actually come escort these people?
We could do that too. That seems like a smarter idea.
we do have a little bit further to go, considering we have to go back up to what?
All the way up.
6?
Yeah.
No, we were lodging in 6.
We were lodging in
3.
3.
And we're in what, 10?
Yeah.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're
think we're in
technically
10.
Estate was 11.
Oh yeah, 10. Yeah.
So right now you guys are in 10.
10. Okay.
You had to swim back up to 10.
Right. All right. So 10. We need to go back up to 3.
We have to get them across whatever trolleys and cable cars and bullshit up there. We're gonna need help. There's no way, because there's 4 of them.
There are 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Large.
Yeah, we need some help, even if it's just Brutus.
They're.
How big? How many people can
Do
a
we have
huge
a way of
beast
like
carry?
He's just gonna look at all 3 of you because you all do some sort of magic stuff and be like, "Can you like communicate with that commander and maybe tell him we found survivors, and maybe he'll send somebody.
Zilly, make a perception check.
Nope.
I only can if they're within 120 feet.
I can be a
That's
large
much
bird.
better. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you begin to ask this question, you see that a couple of just like passerby are starting to notice your group. And a bystander catches the attention of a guard patrol.
Thanks, Romeo.
And three dwarves wearing matching like splint armor, and carrying shields, sheathed swords and axes. They all come running up to you. And two of them grab like the two worse off passengers. And the third one addresses the four of you, as the four of you seem to be relatively okay. And says, what's happened?
We were sent down to find out information of, well, remains or thereof of those down below. We somehow managed to find survivors.
Oh, rescue mission. And at
Mhm.
this point, he notices all of your matching armor. And says, "Oh, are there any others, or are you it?"
Well, we were
Just
the only
the
ones that
four on
went
the mission
down.
and the four we found. Yeah.
Okay. And he turns to the four survivors and says, I feel like it's lazy to just call it an ambulance. But he says, call for an ambulance.
Mhm.
Called for a healing
Call
transport.
for a cleric.
Yeah, call for a cleric. And we need to get these 8 to a temple.
Where's Brutus?
With our gear.
Yeah.
Brutus is with a gear.
Doggy
We left him- I
daycare.
thought we left him fully with a gear?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we left him on the side, just chilling.
No, we left him with the gear because he has the egg. We didn't want the egg just sitting chilling out in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know why I thought he was just sitting there really sadly the whole time we were gone.
We were going
pictured-
to.
Oh.
I just pictured him sitting there just like watching the
That's
water
so
for like
sad.
8 hours.
No.
That's so sad.
No, he's with the doggy sitter.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a doggy
He's-
day.
Did we
He's-
just turn up like a giant priest to a
Yeah.
dog sitter?
Yep. Yes, we did.
You guys absolutely walked up to a fire giant and said,
Can you watch
"Hey,
my dog?
watch my dog."
Listen, the dog is holding something very valuable, okay?
It's true.
Maybe he rovers in his spare time. You don't know.
I mean, you know what? Anything to help the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to go back there anyway.
Yeah. Which is up there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while you guys are remembering all of this, having this conversation, one of the other guards pulls out a sending stone. And calls for an ambulance. A minute or two later, a cleric driving a small two-wheeled cart pulled by a creature not much bigger than a donkey, but maybe twice as wide as a donkey. A dwarf donkey.
Oh, chonky boy.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say chunky.
A chunky donkey.
Yeah. So this one cleric shows up with this small cart. And the three guards and this cleric start loading the survivor onto the cart. The cleric is casting like some healing words just to keep them above 0 hit points. He's not really doing much, but he is doing plenty to keep them alive.
Mhm.
And the cleric says, like, to the rest of the group, which temple should we take them to?
Forge Master?
Forge Master?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess. Yeah.
That's where we send everything else.
that is the only temple that
Yeah.
you guys know of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Forge Master, and then we'll check in with our commander to let him know. And
Also, before they leave, we should get these 4 people's names so
We
we can
should.
check them off our list
Yeah.
so we know which ones are alive.
I feel like we got. We got some names, but maybe not all of them.
But I don't know if we got all 4.
Um,
I thought we had.
Graham.
Well, we found the parts of people.
you
Yeah,
did
but like
get
these
the-
4 people.
Yeah, you did get the names of these 4 people. They are
Oh, we did. Okay.
Grammon and Brammy Anvilbraun,
Mm-hmm.
who were the hosts of the party.
Well, there was a lady as well that gave Sam
Yes.
and I the key.
That was Brammy.
Okay, I thought there was 3 of them. There was 4, right?
There were 4.
So you had Grammon and Brammy Anvil, the hosts of the party. You also had Hermond Firstbreaker and Mike Bitteraxe. And Mike is the older gentleman who was unconscious.
Okay. Gentleman, and Brammy is the one who gave key to Vault. Okay.
I'm sorry, Dustin. Who was the second Anvil Braun?
Brammy, Brami.
Brami.
I have marked that everyone else on our list was accounted for in pieces as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Plus some additional parts that were found of. There was bad times with piranhas.
These were the only everybody else who was on your list has been accounted for and is confirmed deceased.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it takes a bit of time. You guys have to go up 4 levels to get to the Forge Master Temple. But you do, and it's a very similar state to when you left it. There continue to be like protests and unruly and disgruntled citizens just at this point like camping outside the temple, essentially not really causing any trouble, but more than happy to talk shit about anybody going in or out. But you you get into the it is the Sanctum of the Forge is the name of the temple.
There we go.
And you see a gear and the High Priestess Marble Grave are having a conversation in the main entryway, in the main atrium, as you all enter the temple. Agir is the first one to recognize you, and after taking, only 2 or 3 very large steps in your direction, in his typical fashion, he leans down maybe a little further than he needs to, and asks, back so soon? I wasn't expecting you for quite some time. Is everything all right? And then noticing the cart, is everyone all right? Are you all right?
We're fine. These folks had a very trying several days. Several days is a bit. Well,
several days.
How long has it been since like 3 days, right?
You were here this morning.
Yes, we were here this morning, but those folks have been down there
since the
incident.
They were. Where were they? They've been trapped in the lower rings this whole time.
Yeah,
in a small room.
Indeed.
Immediately Agir casts. He upcasts Greater Restoration to hit all 4 of them. Which.
Can you throw one of those my way?
Nope.
You only look tired. These 4 look to be on death's door. But he upcasts a Greater Restoration, removes a level of exhaustion from all 4 of them, and says to the cleric driving the cart, have them take in any points in a direction. That way is the hospital wing. And with that, the cleric that was driving the cart, who has stopped because you're inside the temple now, he stops, and a few other clerics just kind of like swarm the cart to collect the 4 survivors and whisk them away towards the hospital wing. And Agir turns to Lula and says, well, I expect you'll be wanting your dog back.
Yes, please.
Well, he's safe in my quarters. I thought it best if he was out of the way, not causing trouble.
Good call.
And he leads you back to his quarters. And what has Brutus been doing unsupervised in Agir's quarters for the better part of this entire day?
He has been switching between chewing on something and napping.
Okay.
Probably chewing on. I like the idea that instead of like a bone, he chews on like metal, like chews on her wrenches or like other bits and bobs, like actual material that's really probably not chewable. So like Agir may have lost like a desk chair.
Well,
I don't think the whole place is trash. I think Brutus is too well behaved for that specifically. But he is technically a puppy.
So you So you all
He is
enter
still
a
technically
Gears-
like 2.
you all enter a Gears quarters. And what you see is an empty room. I mean, the room has like furniture in it. And there's tools and equipment and things of that nature. And there's, a bed and a desk and a chair and a table and all of those sorts of things. And nothing really looks out of place. And then all of a sudden you see like popping up out from behind and a gear-sized like forge hammer is Brutus. And he looks very happy to see you. And then you notice a bunch of like finer details around the room.
Uh-oh.
Nothing is chewed and destroyed, but not for a lack of trying. Everything from
Just a
the
little bit of slobber on
ground,
it.
just everything that is touching the ground that is made of either wood or metal, from the ground up to like 2 or 3 feet off the ground, is covered in scratch marks
Oh
and
no.
bite marks. Nothing is really destroyed, but you can tell that he wanted to get into things and he wanted to cause mischief and he wanted to chew and destroy the leg of this chair. But the leg of this chair is like as big around as a beer barrel. Because everything is a gear size.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had like a smith's hammer that was sized appropriately for Lula, and then you gave it to a gear, he couldn't even pick his teeth with it. Because he's a big guy. So yeah, nothing is actually destroyed, although not for lack of trying.
This is what he used
And
to
so
do to me when I
Brutus's
shut
head
down
just
for the
like
night.
pops up over the head of this enormous forge hammer. And then he leaps over the hammer and bounds up to you.
Does he tackle Lula to the ground?
Lula, I need you to make an athletics or acrobatics check.
Tell you guys, she's not great at it either. Oh, that's an Miss Jackson for acrobatics.
And what is Brutus's athletics modifier?
Oh god, it's like a +8. Hold on.
Jesus.
+7.
+7. So Brutus only rolled a 17.
Only.
So you are able to sort of like sidestep / catch him, that he does not knock you on your ass.
Oh, that's good.
Again, not for lack of trying.
Poor buddy just felt abandoned.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Could have used you today.
But yeah, you are reunited with your doggo.
Yay.
And I know it is a little early, but why don't we take the opportunity here and we'll take a tight 5. A tight 5.
Yeah.
Sounds good. We will be back
Woo.
in about 5.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Stay tuned.
Woohoo.
Hello, internet.
Oh God, it's the internet.
What's happening
Right.
behind me?
Welcome back.
What's up?
Sup, internet?
All right. So, what is your guys' next step? Are you guys headed back to the Chained Jackal to check in with Baron Rock?
Yeah,
We should.
we
Feel like
should.
we should tell him that, like, oh, there were living people down there still.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also there could be other living people. It's not like we really did a.
Yeah, we didn't do a
Much of
sweep
a-
of the whole ring. We just
We
did
didn't-
that singular house.
Yeah, we didn't do a
this
sweep
was
of
like-
anything.
Yeah.
No.
This was a targeted task.
If we
Yeah.
need to go back down there,
Mhm.
we are gonna need a little bit of rest, and then we can go back down there.
Mhm.
Or with a bigger set of teams, if they think
Yeah.
that there's a possibility that more people are down there.
Yeah.
Although they were anvil bronze, so like I imagine most of that ring may not have been as fortunate with the resources given.
It
Yeah.
most of the buildings that you guys had passed, that you guys had seen, there was a lot of like broken windows. There was a lot of you guys didn't really like see any bodies or anything like that in the streets. But you did see a fair amount of predators. There
Mhm.
were 3 sharks that you guys fought on your way in. There was an enormous shark that you were barely able to avoid a fight with on your way out. There were, kippers that you guys had seen like throughout.
Mm-hmm.
So it's reasonable to think that a lot of people that had been down here could very easily have been just washed away in the current, or anybody who was like in their houses, um, you know, would have been eaten by now if they didn't have reasonable protection. Um, so, you guys head back up to the third ring and the barrel district. And set foot back inside the chained jackal. Similar to when you guys were in here the first time, it is starting to get a little busier, because it is, getting to like afternoon. Most of the floor space is still, commandeered by the Legion. As sort of like essentially like an outpost. And you see Baron Rock, at his desk, kind of like with his staff at a couple of other nearby tables in one corner. And you see the barman is, running drinks and running food in and out of the kitchen and that sort of thing. As you enter, the barman sees you and says, "Yeah, just take a seat at any open table. I'll be with you in a minute."
Just nod, but heading towards Bear Rock.
Okay.
Like, thanks.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that you spoke to me, but
Baron Rock sees you approach and says, "Yes, what can I do for you? You looking for work? Wait a minute. I recognize you. I sent the four of you down, and he starts rolling through papers. You four were assigned the Stonewall job, right?
Yes,
What'd you
sir.
find out?
Well, we found 4 of them still alive.
And his eyes kind of go wide, and his jaw drops a little bit, just in disbelief, and he says, "No shit. How the fuck did anybody survive down there?"
Magic?
Looks like one of them
Yeah.
was upholding a. Do I know who that was? Dustin? That was upholding the
Mike.
shield. Mike
Mike.
had been doing that. Mike Bitteraxe had been upholding a barrier. They were all kind of secluded in a safe room of sorts. And just kept that air pocket until we had shown up. We found him while we were clearing the house.
And he, as you're talking, he starts making notes. And how many survivors were there?
4.
And who were they? And he, with a copy of the partial guest list that he had given you, he starts like listing off names, and you compare notes on who survived and who's accounted for at least off of that list. All right. Well, I will file this contract as complete then. Were you able to find anything to make the trip worth your trouble?
Yeah, I think we did.
Good, then I don't have to pay you. And he takes the now like small packet of papers and he drops them onto a small pile on the other side of his desk.
Considering we found like 10,000 gold.
And he says, "All right, well, I do have a couple of large scale long-term jobs pending. I don't have anything handy on a small scale or a targeted assignment like this one. But if you give me a day or so, I'm sure I'll have something to do."
Sounds good.
But the four of you look like hell, so have a seat, get a drink. He'll take care of you.
I still have the painting slung on my back. We didn't.
Oh yeah, I would
go
say
anywhere, right?
we're literally carting around all the
Oh yeah,
shit.
we're holding all of
Oh
it.
yeah.
You guys
They're
got
like,
anything?
"Yeah, we found it."
No, we didn't find anything. Didn't find anything except this like 6x9 portrait.
There's still in the back of his mind still has questions like, but they're still alive, so are we actually allowed to keep this stuff?
That's what Lula was gonna ask. I mean, she gave me the key.
She did give you the keys.
Mhm.
Though I think it
Like-
might have been to rescue her valuables.
Like
and
the
not-
like the soul of a fucking emperor. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we should probably put him down.
They
You
can have
hear a
that back.
voice from right behind you. "Are you talking about me?"
Oh fuck me. Lula goes to sit in like away from the
Yeah, we should
commander, like
we should
in
go
the
sit
furthest corner possible.
We could prop the painting up on something.
Yeah.
I don't like talking to it when it's flipped around. It creeps me out.
So the four of you find a table in the opposite corner of the room, and you prop this painting up against the wall. And Torim says, finally, and he kind of like looks around, only just now getting like a good view of where you are. He says, why are we here? You brought me to a peasant establishment.
We're peasants.
We could have left you in the flooding house.
Or wherever that alternate dimension was, which we still have to talk about,
Yeah,
by the way.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not careful, I'm gonna throw you back in the water.
Well, I suppose there are worse fates.
Yes.
Yeah, like that creepy forest we could have left you in.
The bag that eats stuff.
Or the bag that
Much-
eats stuff.
Which again, you look at that bag,
Yeah, it's inert.
and the magic is inert. It's just a bag.
Maybe I'll figure out how to make one.
Can you make one that doesn't eat our stuff or me?
Yeah.
Or at least
Yeah.
coughs it back up.
It's at least nice. Doesn't try to.
Yeah, like if it's acting as a guard for our
Yeah.
stuff, I think that's helpful.
So Torum like begrudgingly like concedes your point that you could have just left him in any number of horrible places and situations. And says, well, I suppose I do owe you a debt of... Speaking of, who the hell are you people?
Lulu will introduce herself in the full name.
Do the rest of you introduce yourselves in similar fashion?
Yeah, I think Helia she gives one name, like Madonna.
Yeah.
Helia.
Zill introduces himself in the opposite fashion. Zill.
Yeah. All the rest of us have one name.
Lula has enough names for all of us.
Yeah, and then some. You guys spend a couple of minutes and kind of like, you and Torum Bloodhammer, Ninth Emperor Core Pravalon, kind of like lore dump on each other. You guys fill him in on, exactly what happened. As much as you're willing to share. I'll leave that up to you.
We should probably leave out the egg.
Yeah. But like, it's not Core Prevalon anymore. It's Core Sava Brew, and
I mean, do we even know where that's not even here?
Core Prevalon is another dwarven city.
Oh, I thought it was like pre.
No.
Like another name for Core Sava Brew. Okay.
So through your conversation, I will try to give you the Spark Notes version of this, so I don't, go hoarse explaining all of my world building to you. The Dwarven Empire was once made up of 9 cores. Core being the dwarven word for city or home. And, so you have Core Savabru, and you have Core Prevalon. Those were two. Through a number of wars against various other factions, including but not limited to humans and elves, or Illithids, or the Gith, or any number of other factions, Dwergar, a few of the cores were lost and abandoned. Those cities fell. Now there are... Actually, everybody roll a history check.
History.
Why? Why is it always these shitty numbers? I could be doing so much better.
Do it.
Back to the natural ones.
Natural 20.
That's a 3.
Damn. 12.
17.
Okay. You guys know that there are currently 5 dwarven cores that are still occupied. Core Prevalon is not one of them. And I will provide names for the other cores as soon as I can find that.
Maybe that's the funny city that we found that we were exploring under the mountains. Or one of them. They had language that was sort of similar to what we've seen.
Maybe.
But there was Emperor Bloodhammer is explaining like the history of Core Prevalon and a war that he participated in towards the end of his reign against an alliance of Dwergar and Drow. That uncommon alliance is what ultimately spelled the end for Core Prevalon. When he escaped the city as it was falling, he escaped to Core Savabru. And as the last surviving member of the house, which is why you are not familiar with the clan Bloodhammers, because that clan doesn't really exist anymore, an enchantment was placed on his mind to keep him in this painting so that he could advise and prevent the same mistakes of his ancestors from happening in the other quarters. That was a few thousand years ago.
So how'd you end up in a basement?
I thought it was a vault, not a basement.
It was a vault. It was on the second floor.
My point stands.
Capitalism.
Well, it was the Anvilbron's house, right?
Yeah.
It was one of a few Anvilbron estates.
And that's the current
Anvilbron
family.
clan leads the ruling council of Korsava.
So he probably got passed around in some sort of inter-dwarven family. Oh, you were probably like a wedding present or something.
Regifting is what you're saying?
Or some sort of like negotiations, I'm sure.
Oh, it's such an honor to give you this portrait.
of this
You're
guy
instructing
who
your-
won't shut the
you have
fuck
to, like,
up.
You have to instruct your kids when they come of age. It's like you have to be polite. Yeah, I know, I know you wanted something else. I know you wanted an iPad, but you just
Don't
gotta
put
put a
this in
smile
your
on.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Is it like when somebody gets a parrot and they live forever, so you have to make plans for who gets the parrot after
Mhm.
you pass, and so he's just like a 1,000-year-old parrot?
Yeah.
Um,
I love that we're making fun of this emperor.
yeah.
It was very
What
clearly
are you gonna do to me?
still
You're in a picture.
true.
I mean, there was a period of time when what you're saying was not entirely inaccurate. I mean, after a few thousand years of, being an advisor, being a confidant, changing hands, the Anvil Bronze were not always the noble house that they are today. So
This
he
dude
reveals
has
that
Mondo gossip.
yeah, I mean he's hung in the offices of other emperors or other council members or crime lords or other wealthy entrepreneurs and a variety, archmages, and the list goes on. So that is his story. And you guys bring him up to speed. A lot of the history of Korsava Brew you don't really need to bring up to speed on, like where you are in relation, like geographically, being on the banks of this, being on the coast rather of this bay and ocean. The way that the city was designed, it being, essentially like an open pit mine as as you mine out more of the mountain, just digging more city, and that sort of thing. But you and this ancient emperor kind of compare notes on all of the world. And while you're having this conversation, the barman approaches you and gets a drink order, says to you, "Oh, I don't think we've actually been introduced. I think I've seen you in here a few times now. The name's Gilrick, but Commander calls me Gil, which is fine for you as well."
Is he looking at us oddly because we're talking to a portrait?
I mean, it's pretty obvious that the portrait is talking back to you.
Okay.
Not the
So,
weirdest thing he's seen at the bar.
I mean, it's definitely weird, but you're not the crazy one.
Okay, good. It's good. Just had to get that vibe check. Zill.
Lula.
Well,
Oh, just
nice
one
to meet
name.
all of you. 3 ales and anything for you as he points to Endeavor.
No, I think I'm okay. Like I have salt in me.
Well, and kind of like looking at all of you and your. I mean, you guys are still all kind
Oh, we're
of
like
dead.
sopping wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We kind of stink like seaweed.
Yeah, I mean, judging by the state of you, I'm surprised. But I'll be back with those drinks. Sam, I would like you to make an insight check.
I was gonna ask. Um, 19.
19.
Yeah.
The voice does sound kind of familiar.
Mm-hmm. Like, slightly old, like super old, slightly robotic.
No, I mean nothing about like his accent or tone is like off-putting or anything like that, but I mean, yeah, I guess kind of his tone is sort of familiar.
That's it. Like, what kind of, like, familiar as in, like,
Like
Do
you
I-
may have met him. Like you may have met him before.
like,
Like in a house that we loudly knocked on the gate.
yeah.
He does not speak with the same accent or cadence as that mysterious figure G.
Got it. But he still sounds familiar.
It still sounds familiar.
The hell? Like, she'll, like, just kind of watch him as he's putting drinks together, just kind of trying to trying to
Check
figure
the
out.
glasses
Yeah.
very carefully this time.
While we're sitting here, can I do a gonna be a bad idea, but can I just do a tinker's check? Because I don't want to take my arm apart. He just wants to try to diagnose. He just wants to know how bad it is.
Oh, sure.
And so Lula's not paying attention, super distracted.
Super distracted.
I imagine
I
she'd
mean-
be distracted by this guy that she can't place, which is why she's even letting Zill pull out tinkering tools.
No,
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
definitely like eating like you're
Yeah.
no, you
He is a gnome,
and at
but he
first-
also
yeah.
pulled a guppy out of it. So, like, maybe slightly.
Okay, remind me what I'm adding to it. Proficiency plus.
I will say if you're only trying to diagnose, I will say proficiency plus intelligence.
Okay, he's a smart cookie. So that is a 14.
14. There is a whole lot of shit in this arm. It spent a long time completely submerged in salt water. There is some like silt and debris that got in there. It's at the very minimum, it has to be completely taken apart and cleaned.
Cool. This is gonna be great.
Which is likely, a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any while Zill is doing this, is there anything else that you guys want to do while you have some downtime in the bar?
I think I assume our time in the bar, is this considered a short rest?
Yeah, I mean, unless there's anything, strenuous that you guys want to do, I'll consider this a short rest.
Yeah, I think nothing too much that I want to do, but I think like as we're sitting in the bar, just like enjoying our drinks and taking a respite after that sort of labor, Helia's gonna just strum a little bit on her lute and play a song of rest, so that we can get an extra 1d6 hit points from our hit dice.
Sweet.
Excellent. Sam,
Mm-hmm.
while this is all happening, I would like you to make an investigation check.
Okay.
Because you still need some information about that longsword that you guys had found.
Yeah, we identified it.
You did identify it?
Yeah, you just said that we identified everything except for the potions that we lost and the gold ring.
That we also lost.
Which we also lost. But we identified the longsword. It just says TBD from Dustin. You said, hold on, wait, I can't find that stat block. I'll get it to you.
Okay. So the sword that you have, it is a broad-bladed longsword. Like I said, with like a winged crossguard. There is an inscription carved in dwarven runes along the blade that reads, "Carve a path through blood and steel." What you hold in your hand is the Sword of Magrum Anvilbron. It is a sword of vengeance.
Oh, I definitely spelled that wrong. Okay.
Too bad I don't think any of us can actually use the longsword.
Zill and I can.
Well, I mean, I can use a longsword, but I don't think I get my proficiency bonus of it because it's not a dex-based weapon.
No, it's if you are proficient in martial weapons. It's a martial weapon.
So I can use a longsword.
You have martial weapons?
On my weapon proficiency, that says crossbow, hand, longsword, rapier, short sword,
Oh, longsword, then yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume it's
then yes.
I have a rapier right now, which is fine. But
I
wasn't sure.
Does identify? Hold on. I would know this. She would know this. Does identify tell about curses?
Typically it will, and in
Okay.
this case it does. There are a few items that I love, such as a bag of devouring, that specifically say, identify lies to you. So yes, you are made aware of the curse.
Woof.
Why don't you, as you're reading that, why don't you go ahead and read to the group?
So it's a +1 longsword, which is great. However, it is cursed and possessed by a vengeful spirit. I assume by, I'm sorry, who was in it? Whose sword was it?
Magrum Anvilbron.
Magrum Anvilbron. So probably possessed by him. When you attune to it, it extends the curse to you. As long as you remain cursed, you are unwilling to part with the weapon, keeping it on your person at all times. While attuned, you have disadvantage on attack rolls made with weapons other than this one. In addition, while the weapon is on your person, you must succeed on a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw whenever you take damage from another creature in combat. On a failed save, you must attack the creature that damaged you until you drop to 0 hit points, or it does, or until you can't reach the creature to make a melee attack against it. You can break the curse in the usual ways. It doesn't actually list the usual ways.
Remove curse or a wish.
Alternatively,
remove curse is a 4th level spell.
Yeah, so I can't do that.
That is how you unattune to it.
You can break so you can do that. Alternatively, casting banishment on the weapon forces the vengeful spirit to leave it, and then the weapon becomes a +1 weapon with no other properties. resurfaces.
Hmm. Hmm.
So super great, but not so great. And she puts the longsword like down. Like, listen,
So
guys.
an idiot barbarian frenzied with this thing would just be a murder machine.
Murder machine.
There is one other feature that is not included in the basic stat block.
Okay.
I have not had a chance to create a homebrew item for this. So you can just make a note that if you are attuned to it, a paladin that is attuned to it also gets 1 free use of your channel divinity.
Mhm. Mm.
Cool. So if
And
someone,
that's
all right. Well, if someone would like to crack at it,
I don't think I can make the save.
it would be very
I don't-
difficult for me to make the save.
And I have a +2 to my wisdom save, but
I could totally make the save, but I can't do anything with the sword.
Swords aren't my style.
Yeah. Well, we could hold on
Right.
to it.
If I tune to it and just get all the other
Yeah.
stuff, does it work if I just slash at people with claws?
Probably not.
I just get the curse and no benefits.
No benefits.
we need
And
one of
actually
those bags.
disadvantages.
We need one of those bags that holds a lot of things, but
We thought we
Um,
had one of those, and it turned out it was just a mouth.
Yeah, it tried to eat you.
It tried to eat you.
I'm gonna look into trying to make
I'm
one.
a huge bastard, I know.
Yeah, you are. I'm gonna see if I can make one. I've
That
seen
bag almost ate the whole party.
it did. It did. It was
That
not great.
We almost went on an adventure inside another creature.
Almost got 2 new party members.
yeah.
No, I'm gonna see if I can.
Spirit.
I'm gonna see if I can try and make one. Having seen intimately how this one worked, and seeing the mechanism in that temple in our first mission, I'm thinking I can figure out how to make it. I just have to have the time to sit and do it and experiment. But I might be able to.
Well, I volunteer to help. If you can help me fix my arm first.
Oh no! I need you to...
I'm just imagining Zilny like holding their metal arm and waving with.
I was attached to you. What happened?
Well, I took it off to just see what might be wrong, and it mostly seems like I just gummed up the works with all the like seaweed and salt and
Salt.
silts and things like that. And then maybe something might be a little loose, but mostly I think it's okay.
Zilny,
Ish.
I'm just saying this is a really good opportunity to, make some upgrades and install a gun into your arm.
That would be very cool, but I feel like also not good for going underwater.
You're really not meant
We
to
need
go underwater.
We really need to find
No.
a way around that if this is going to be a regular thing.
I hope it's
I
not.
think.
I hope it's not either.
I mean, I guess I could just be the dog sitter.
We're not gonna leave you behind.
No, it's just like can we put like a bubble around the arm?
Can you make
Would take a shower and just put
Zill
a
an aquatic
Yeah.
arm that they can
Fair.
switch
on
out?
it.
What
What's
was
that,
that?
Court?
I said, can you make Zill an aquatic arm that he could switch out when we have to do these
Like
sorts
a
of
waterproof arm? I don't. Maybe.
I guess.
Things? Surely
guess I
there's
could
some
just
sort of material.
I mean, I can use my crossbow one-handed, which means really, if we have to go back down there, I guess I could
Just leave your arm
Yeah.
behind.
leave my arm in Brutus like I did my guns. Sounds weird.
If we have the bag, that'll be much easier. You can just put it
Yeah.
in the bag.
And I just have
Can
to figure out
you-
how you're gonna swim.
Insane.
Yeah,
Replace
I
it
got
with a
3
fin.
other limbs.
You can always attach
And the
an
arm,
oar from
it's, it's
an
always
oar
at the
for
elbows.
good
You still got the
measure.
nub here to help, you know.
We could just like steal a boat oar and like some rope and
I
We'll
mean,
we'll figure it out. But for
Yeah.
now, do we want to divvy some of this stuff out?
can you shoot one-handed? You can't reload, but you can still just shoot normally, right?
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah, how
that
would
if
you reload the crossbow?
Yeah, I will say that if you want to try and reload
Between my
any of your
legs.
weapons with only one arm, it would take a full action and not just an attack.
What if you just
You don't
have
use
a
an
lot
attack
of-
to reload anymore, do you?
What if you just have
Yeah,
a
not
lot
my
of
guns.
Not your guns, your crossbow though.
The crossbow, yes, it does take an action. But
Do your guns just automatically reload?
Yeah, it's a
The
gunslinger thing, isn't
feet.
it? Or the
The-
feet.
yeah, it's the feet. It's the
the gunner feet or something.
gunner feet. Yeah, you ignore the loading property of firearms.
Seems
With
like it's
only
awesome.
one arm, I might have to bullshit up.
Which is fair. Which is fair. If you say it takes the other attack, like I'm not as fast as I normally would be. I can usually be fast, but it's like, all right, if I have to go down to like one attack,
Yeah.
I'm like holding it with the nub, and then like
Right.
it's fair.
Make you like a,
Insane.
we'll make you a sling, someplace where you can just like pop it out and then just jam the next thing of bullets in.
Yeah.
Or we could just get him like, can you automate the weapon somehow? You just feed it in.
That would be cool. You know what? Now that I think about it, this arm is probably why Zil can't retire, because I'm sure it's not cheap. And so he probably had to take from his 401k or to buy this damn arm.
Oh no.
Yeah, and you don't have
mean,
your usual those people are gone that normally fix your arm, right? That shop was empty?
Oh yeah, that shop got fucked.
Yep.
You got Lula.
Yeah, we're gonna need to
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
All
We'll
right.
figure it out.
We're gonna need to find places down here to get
There's
stuff.
gotta be somewhere down here that does that.
I'm sure there's
Yeah.
a ton of places that do that.
Well,
Does
also
the armory. is there?
boo. Boo.
you
What
better
else?
watch it. I'm an admin on this channel. I'll just boot you from the call.
Be like, Anhelia gets poofed off to the Feywild. Find a new friend.
10 points of damage.
Filderon just appears in a puff of smoke behind you, just smacks you upside the head, and then poof again, he's gone.
He casts Finger of Death on me.
Yeah.
Best warlock patron ever.
Yeah.
I really
Power
want
word
that
kill.
patron who just gets exasperated and pops in every once in a while just to slap you when you
Yeah.
do something dumb.
Definitely.
He casts power word kill. The word is, how fucking dare you?
Did I stutter?
All right. Let's divvy
Yeah,
out
we
the
got
rest of
some-
this stuff. And then we can figure out what we're gonna do. Let's keep that platinum. Let's keep the money
Yeah, it's
in the bag.
We each got
We each got 5
5
bars.
of the bars, right?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
divvy that out.
You
when
guys,
we-
you guys each have 5 pounds of platinum.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's the value to that, Dustin?
We got
'Cause I didn't actually add that to.
I
mine.
put 5 platinums.
No, it's more than that.
1 bar is worth 500 gold pieces, is what.
It
I wrote
was
down
the
last
equivalent of 10,000 gold. That's what I
Yeah,
wrote down.
20 bars is 10,000 GP.
Yeah, so we each have 5.
divide
so
by 4 is
2,500.
yeah.
2,500 gold.
So
I'll
everybody
convert it.
add 2,500 gold pieces to your inventory.
That's more like it.
Or really, it would be 250 platinum pieces.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Go away. Oh,
Did I wipe myself out of cash when we left? I must have.
did they used to have a thing that gave your total in gold? Or is that new? There's a little bar at the top now when you put in your coins. And it says total in GP. It auto converts.
Oh,
Yeah, they didn't used
Oh,
to
I
have
think that is new.
Nice.
So
I don't have
each
to do
have
math. Less math
250
in my
platinum,
head.
correct?
250 platinum. It's like, wait a second, look at that. It's putting gold in there.
that's
I don't have to
convenient.
do.
Yeah, that
Don't have
converted
to
to
do
5,000 gold in mine. Did I not
Shouldn't have.
There we go.
remove that? There we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Other things. Crystal ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Normal crystal ball. Not a fancy crystal ball. Doesn't do weird shit.
Yeah, it's a scrying orb.
Yeah.
And then
Which could be useful. I mean, we have things we want to watch, people.
And then the little tower is an instant fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That should go to somebody who can actually deploy it, which is not me. I'd have
I
to
mean,
cough
any
it.
of you could deploy it.
I'm usually an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to add it to everyone's just everyone adds it to their inventory and we just assume narratively who has it? Or do we want to have one person hold it?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we could do
Yeah,
that.
that's fine with me.
I mean, just to have it. I mean, we could honestly do that with
most of
trying
the
to see.
stuff. Because the crystal ball, I assume you don't have to attune to.
Then the other one is a drift globe.
Yeah, drift globe, which any one of us will be using if we need the light or the daylight.
Who can't see?
I can't. I mean, I can. I can sometimes. I can see depending on what we're doing.
Hellia, why don't you take that then?
Yeah.
Sure.
The crystal ball does require attunement.
Oh, then somebody else should take that. That's not me.
Let me look up the crystal ball really quickly and make sure.
Not attuned to anything, but
drift globe does not require attunement.
Crystal ball.
Oh, the instant fortress turns into a container. Interesting.
Oh, we can store stuff in our fortress? Or
Yeah,
does it get deposited?
I think it deposits it. Yeah.
You can, once it collapses, it expels everything.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is that you deploy it, and it's an adamantine tent that's 20 feet on a side and 30 feet tall. So if you leave it deployed long term, it is pretty secure storage. It's
there's no limit to it. Like you get to you can set it up and it's not like it's like a 24-hour thing. I think it just
so like if we find a cavern that we really like that's kind of pretty, we could just decide it's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if we want to build it on top of the forge land, the Phoenix Fire Forge land, we could just pop it there.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea. The other thing is the orb of shielding.
Right, we have orb
of
shielding.
Orb of shielding. Yeah, and it is onyx. Obsidian?
Obsidian.
Yeah. Yes. That does require attunement.
And it can be used as a spellcasting focus. It's attuned to necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reduce the damage taken by 1d4.
Somebody else wants it, that's fine.
Yeah.
still has no strong
no strong
feelings.
preferences.
Yeah. I think that spellcasting focus will do me.
No,
But
real good.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, if you get the other benefits of it, and you just don't use it as spellcasting focus, then like obviously everybody benefits from that. But like if somebody wants to use it also as a spellcasting focus,
No, I already have.
emphasize that as priority.
Yeah, I have one as well.
Yeah, I have an item that uses my focus, so like it's not as.
Yeah.
Plus it
Well, we can
attunes, and I'm at attunement
keep it.
slots.
We gotta say we can keep it if there's a situation where we think we might need to have that extra benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we can give it to whoever would benefit the most from it.
Yeah.
You know,
Just put it in
we
the
have
normal bag of normal holding.
the normal bag of normal holding.
I put a note in the last session about the bag in all caps. Bag of devouring, real bad.
Oh yeah.
I think mine just says something along the lines of like open bag, not bag of holding.
Oh, and then we have a scroll of sleep.
We have a scroll of sleep. Yes. Yeah, scroll of sleep. Got the drift globe. Yeah. Got a swordy sword. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Maybe that guy's cool.
Yeah, I doubt that.
I wonder if he knows the painting.
Maybe.
He might.
Maybe
They
that's
like
who he wants
ancient.
vengeance on.
I was just gonna say, are they like ancient? Maybe they're ancient enemies.
Oh God.
I mean,
Maybe
you got
they're ancient
two
lovers.
inanimate
there's only
I'm
one
just
way to
saying.
find-
This
not
could be
attuning to
like love story of the ages.
No, thank you. There's enough going up in Lula's head. She really doesn't need an ancient dwarf who's hell-bent on vengeance up there too.
Maybe he's
Don't
only
think it would
been
end.
hell-bent on vengeance because he thought someone killed his partner. I'm just saying, this could be a really, really epic story.
So, the crystal
I mean,
ball.
it's not like you'll immediately fly into like a blind rage and start murdering.
Yeah, homegirl's gonna
Someone falls in love with the
absolutely
painting. Where
fail
would they
that
live?
save. When and if.
Now I'm just sitting there thinking this has to have happened at some point with all these souls and objects. At some point, you're going to run into somebody that you knew like 4,000 years ago because you just got put on a shelf next to them.
So the crystal ball and the sword and the orb of shielding
All require attunement.
Yeah.
sword we're not attuning to, so that's gonna sit.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody want to attune to either of those, the spheres?
I can do the
Now.
crystal ball. I have one open slot,
Okay.
So
I can attune to it if no
if
one
I were
else
gonna
wants
take
to.
anything, you can take the crystal ball.
Are you sure? Because I mean,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
want to use it to do spy stuff, you can.
Well, I was gonna say I don't have a spellcasting focus, so it might be beneficial for me to take the
other orb.
the other orb.
Court, I am pretty sure that your instrument is your spellcasting focus.
That's it. I knew yeah.
You're like, I have to have one somewhere.
I was like, I swear I had one, and then I was thinking of a different character.
But if you think that you might be utilizing it to do lots of sneak looky looks on people, then
The crystal ball might
you can
be.
always.
Yeah, I can. Well, yeah, I can take the crystal ball one because that might be beneficial for you since you fight up close a lot more than I do.
True. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we should. While we're at it, we should definitely look in on that Saoirse bitch.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Endeavor, and then Helly's gonna take the crystal ball.
The crystal ball's a purple item.
The fortress will just.
Yeah, I added that to my inventory because I thought we all were, but
I added it to mine too. Whoever has it
It
has
makes
it, and
sense
just
that
kind of
like whoever has, yeah.
Do you want me to just throw the sleep scroll in a backpack?
Yeah.
Because I have the
You can put it in the dog of holding if you want.
good.
Actually, no, because then the phoenix might like burn it and. But yeah, I mean, anybody could use the scroll, so.
Yeah, we found a
But
spell
the
book too.
statistical odds of who will be successful very different amongst this group.
Now I really want Zill, just like in a moment of panic, like scrambling to open it and like trying to read the whole thing that's in probably like Draconic or something.
Yeah, it's basically in Latin, and he's like, "Well, I don't know."
We hear this like all this guttural like hawking, and we're like, Zilny, what the fuck are you doing?
It's a stork, Zill. It's a stork.
It's a third manifest. I might have just rewatched those movies like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny.
A manifest.
All right, because we do have a. I don't have notes on where this spell book went. We have a spell book too.
I don't know if I wrote that down.
But it's in Draconic, so I can't read it yet. So I'll just take both and stuff them in my backpack.
Go for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can spell
Alright.
backpack. Yeah, so I think that's everything divvied out.
Spell backpack.
All right. I think Tina mentioned trying to use the crystal ball to spy on Saoirse.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Once I'm attuned to it, I will. You know, we did start all of this out on another mission. And now we have this item that may help us along with that.
Should we do that in the middle of this bar, or
No, we should probably
until
wait till we.
we're
Yeah,
back in our rooms?
I think we should wait.
Fair enough, I suppose. You know, I keep
Well,
thinking about all these magic items like that are just out there now. Do you think there's more like this painting?
Oh, I'm sure. They're just hanging out down there in the flooded. Yeah, we just got lucky that that vault wasn't flooded.
the vault was flooded.
Was the vault flooded?
Yes, it was.
Either way, I'm sure there's plenty
I'm
down
sure
there.
for
Thinking
yes,
of, like,
for
a garden
many years
statue.
to come, there will be a lot of expeditions like ours.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. How about Amblebron on a Lawn? Fucking garden statue that's all charmed.
I will just boot you from the call. Like, I could just give you another bag of Devour.
Please don't do that.
All right. Well, if spying on Saoirse is going to be your next course of action, it is 9 o'clock. So why don't we call it a little early tonight here, and we will pick up with some scrying next week.
Yeah.
Nice. Sounds good. Nice and easy night.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're easing back in a little bit.
Yeah.
Still feeling a little hungover from Extra Life.
Can't blame you there. Ooh.
But yeah, thanks for playing, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for running.
Yeah, and to anybody who might be watching, don't forget on December. What did I say? December 7th.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna play a little bit more RPGs and a lot more video games. Trying to end the year strong with Extra Life donations, and otherwise, we will see you next week.
Sweet. Bye, Internet.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Internet.